All right, guys. So I'm continuing. I'm finishing. So I was speaking about the fact that with Jesus, that guys is thinking rich, thinking rich. Sometimes I see it and I'm like, oh, my Lord is crazy. It's so crazy. This guys. Guys, if Jesus was giving riches, guys, I'll be the richest. Believe me. I'll be the richest. Guys, that man, guys. So when you have proof of what he's talking about, you sit and like, Jesus, you are this rich. Damn, dude. You're this rich. But you're not giving me anything, dude. So I remember when he was warning me against the earthly riches, warning me against loving the things of the world. Because at that time, I had not understood yet what he meant, and everything. Even though I was leaving things and forsaking things and sacrificing things, I did not really understand as much as I now do. You understand? Because in my mind, I was like, how can you warn me against this? But you are the rich dude. It doesn't make sense. You are the richest dude. It doesn't make sense. I do understand. When Peter says that your inheritance is reserved in heaven, guys, these people gave up the earth riches in order to gain those riches, because guys, the riches there. Guys, guys, Jerusalem, the place made of pure gold. Guys, no one's house is made of gold. But guys, we're not speaking about a house. We're speaking about the whole place made of gold. You understand? So in his last meeting with his disciples, he says, I'm going to prepare mansions for you. Guys, mansions that are made of gold. Guys, that man is so rich that he doesn't work for riches. He speaks them into existence. The guy is too damn rich. So I remember, guys, this time I was watching this movie. And in this movie, there was this guy who was a king and he wanted a wife. But he wanted someone who loved him for who he is. So he went outside of his village and went to a village that no one knew him. Guys, he looked like a pauper. And he was looking for ladies. Guys, ladies were not budging because of the way he looked. Guys, even his hairstyle. Guys, the guy looked awful. He looked hideous, So he kept looking for wife and nobody was really into him until he found this lady who was sick. This lady had an eternal disease, but she was not going to die very soon, but she had a terminal disease. So she agreed, to marry him. She actually fell for him, even though he looked like a pauper like that. So she took him home. But the parents of the lady were not even into that because of her. Guys, the guy really looked horrible. That even though the lady had this terminal disease, the parents were not happy with the choice of men she brought home, So the lady had to fight with her parents, and went along with the man. So the man told her, you know what, let us go back to my village. And the lady was shocked because the lady thought he was living in their village. The man said, no, I don't live here. I live somewhere else. And the lady was like, oh, that's why I didn't know you, So they left to the village. Guys, in the village, the way people were greeting the men, the lady was like, what is going on? How come everyone is treating you the way they are treating you? What's going on? Because people, guys, were hailing at him, the way they were treating him. You could see that something doesn't add up, so they were walking towards this mansion. And the lady was like, what's going on? What are we doing in this mansion? The gate was opened and people were greeting this man, hailing him. And the lady was shocked. So later, guys, the king, decided to explain things, to the lady. So the lady was shocked. He actually did it because he wanted someone who will love him for who he is. I mean, guys, if you think about it, it makes sense. If you've got riches, guys, people never look at you in the way that they should. Because you see, guys, loving riches and loving the things of the world is the last, or should I say, is the character of our flesh. So when we know of someone who is rich, we don't necessarily love them. No. Believe me when I tell you. Sometimes you watch these celebrities, people say, I love you. and they show their boobs and everything. You can't love someone you don't know. You love what you see. You love the image, but you don't know the person. You understand? So when you see someone who's rich, famous, and have money, it's easy to say that you love them. It's because your flesh, the character of the flesh loves money, love riches, love the things of the world. Do you understand? So it's easy for people to claim to love you because of that. But if you want someone who will love you genuinely, believe me, take advice from this dude. It's good one. It's a good one. Go to a place where no one knows you so that you'll find someone who will love you for who you are. Guys, is someone who will love you for who you are, because you see, there's also this marriage in community of property. You find that later when you want to divorce, people will take half of your things. You understand? At least if someone had loved you for who you are, because later when you divorce someone who knew who you were, it's like, what if they came for this and now they are living with this? And sometimes people end up killing. Guys, sometimes people end up killing. You understand? We've seen these things. So I'm just giving you an advice. Yes, Jesus won't be the one giving you earthly riches, because he's not a guy who's going to be blessing you with earthly riches. He already told us that these things don't come from the Father. You understand? So we understand that. But I'm trying to say that Jesus, guys, is also stinking rich. Stinking rich. So when I sat down, guys, when I was watching this movie, I was like, probably that's why Jesus came down here on earth and was looking like that. That guy looked like a pauper. That guy was preaching against riches that they decided to kill him. They said, you can't be coming from God. A person coming from God can't be looking like you. You are preaching against riches. You are looking like a nobody. It's not even on. Even the prophet Isaiah, he's saying there was nothing about him that was appealing. You understand? Jesus, why guys did that? It's because, guys, you see, Jesus wants someone who will love him for who he is. With the disciples, these are the people, you'll find Peter saying, I'm ready to die for you. I'm ready to die with you. Even Thomas is saying, let us go and die with him. These people, guys, are ready to die with him, for him. So Jesus realized, damn, these people really love me. So he reveals things to them. He revealed them. He shows them that, listen, I am actually like this. I might look like this here on earth and, and behave like this, but I'm actually like this. So they realize, damn, this guy is really, really rich. This guy is really, really who he says he is. You understand? Because even though he was telling them, I am a son of God, I mean, the way he looked, it was just, guys, it was impossible for people to believe that, So it's because, guys, Jesus wants someone who will love him for who he is. And guys, having proof of the authenticity of the Bible, hey, guys, having facts about the Bible. For me, I sit and I'm like, yeah, now I understand. Even though my Lord is not giving me anything, and guys, believe me, he's never given me anything. Oh, guys, I look like a pauper. I've got absolutely nothing. The guy has never given me anything. Yes, the only thing he's giving me is love. Oh, guys, that's what he will do. That's why I call him Mr. Love Specialist, because that's what he does. He just gives love. Even when he was here, the only thing Daddy gave him was love. Love. That's what Jesus was speaking about. Love. But as for things, So Peter realized, damn, as long as we're following this man, it doesn't seem like we're going to be getting anything. And guys, truly speaking, you're not going to be getting anything. Pastors are busy deceiving people, killing everything spiritually, because now everyone is running after riches, earthly blessings, prosperity, because they think Jesus is giving this. Hence, churches, guys, are filled with people thinking that Jesus is the one giving them this. Yet it's the guy sitting in second heaven and is like sitting there. Look at these fools. They took the bait. They did not understand which riches Jesus speaks about. Because see, guys, Satan knows which riches Jesus speaks about. He knows that Jesus has created a new earth. You understand, guys? Satan knows that Jesus has created a new heaven. Satan knows, guys, the riches Jesus is speaking about. And he knows that these riches, earthly riches, is not what Jesus gives. It's Satan giving that. not Jesus, not Jesus. You understand? So it's important, because I will never, guys, preach about earthly riches and say God is gonna bless you with this, gonna bless you with that. I ain't doing that, because I'm going to stand in front of my Lord, and my Lord will be like, Nini, are you crazy? You, out of all people, I've shown you things. You know things. You know, guys, sometimes I sit and I'm like, to me, it's like I'm also like part of the disciples, his inner cycle dudes, you understand? Because of the love I've received from guys, from that man, even the proof, the things is shown me, I sit and I'm like, yo, that man, So for me, it's easy to relate with the Paul, with the Peter, with the James, with the John, because I understand what they knew. You understand? I can relate, because you see, guys, when you deal with someone that rich and they are not giving you anything, you sit and you relax. Guys, I look at people running after money like headless chicken, running after businesses, running after careers, running after blessings, this, blessing that. And I sit and I'm like, okay. And the only advice I have for such people is that make sure when you get money, get a lot of it. Because when you leave this place, you will go to hell. You will go to hell. You ran after things that was taking your soul. You see, guys, what pastors are forgetting to tell you is that if you run for the riches of this world, if you run for the blessings of this world, in the process, you are losing your soul. That's not riches Jesus was speaking about. That guy became poor. He came down here because Satan had already taken over. So he became poor so that you will become spiritually alive. That's when you leave this place, you will make it to those riches because he's got a new earth. You understand? He's got a new earth. I want you guys, I want you to understand that. You might not believe in heaven and hell and Jesus. Unfortunately, he still reveals those things. So my beliefs, your beliefs don't matter. What matters is Jesus' beliefs. You understand? I came to that realization when I realized, damn, Jesus still reveals these things even though people don't believe in it. Yeah, yeah. So in my mind, I'm like, if you don't believe it, it's okay. It's still there though. You might not believe it, it's still there. You understand? So I'm trying to explain that the riches Jesus preaches about, they are riches he warns against. That guy is thinking rich. Guys, I'm telling you, there's nothing about the world that is not true. Everything is 100%. You understand? And Jesus here in the book of Revelations, he's saying that if you want to be rich, buy from me. I'll open your eyes. He says, so, and salve to put on your eyes so you can see. In other words, he's saying, I'll open your spiritual eyes and I'll show you things. I'll show you riches. I'm the rich dude. Guys, that's what Jesus is saying here. He says, I'm the rich dude. He says, so I advise you to buy gold from me. Gold that has been purified by fire. Then you will be rich. That guy is thinking rich. He is the guy who can give you riches. He says, and salve to put on your eyes so you can see. In other words, so that I can show you the riches. I'm thinking rich, and the guy is thinking rich. When he reveals those riches, you sit and you like, what the heck? What the heck? Can someone be this rich? That guy is so rich. So rich, you understand? So I want you to know that Jesus is not, guys, when I was young, I remember my mom did not understand much about the Bible, but he used to say, Jesus is so poor. If you, guys used to say, my mom, she used to say, Jesus is so poor. He's so poor that he's not giving me anything. So I'm leaving him, My mom sometimes will go to church and sometimes will be like, hey, I'm no longer going to church. Jesus is not giving me anything. He's a poor guy. And I said right now, and I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, yeah, she found the truth about my Lord. When he came down here, my Lord was poor, looked like a pauper. Yes, guys, when he opens your eyes and you see things, and you're like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You are the guy who came down here looking like a pauper. Nobody wanted you. And the churches are filled with people who think that you are giving them riches. Yet these people are losing you. And guys, people in churches are losing Jesus because they are forfeiting their soul. Forfeiting their soul, they are in the process of losing their souls because the riches Jesus is warning against are the riches that people are really running for. Because in their minds, it's like, we can't wait for that long. Well, it's your prerogative. We give you information. What you do about it, it's your prerogative. You understand? So my mom used to say, I don't want Jesus anymore. He's not giving me anything. And Jesus never gave her anything. And until she deserted Jesus, because if you really don't understand, you will desert Jesus because it doesn't give anyone. I need you to know. So there are riches that Jesus preaches for, and there are riches he warns against. Until next.